Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to today's video. So firstly, if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really appreciate you. My name's Emma. I'm a mum of 3 and we're currently in the summer holidays. Postman. You couldn't make this up. I've tried to film this twice, but it is what it is at this point. We're currently on our summer school holidays here in the UK, and I'm just trying to keep on top of the jobs around the house because I've got the kids home with me majority of the time, so that when it comes to them going back to school, I've not got like a complete load of jobs that need to be done, if that makes sense. So I thought today we would film a little video because I know you love these videos. If you've seen any of my other cleaning motivation videos, I know a lot of you pop them on in the background and clean along with me. So I've been trying to do them a little bit different to previous years because I had a lot of feedback, which, by the way, if you've got any feedback or any comments on what videos you'd like me to film, just leave them in the comments. I really appreciate it, and I want to film what you guys want me, you know, what you want to watch. So I had a lot of feedback to say that you really like more of a chatty video where I talk to you throughout rather than the music that can come in and out, or more of like a relaxing music. So we're going down that route at the moment, so I hope you still like that style. But I thought before we get into like it being a little bit more sped up, so I've also not been speeding it up as fast as I would do, so that it's sort of more of a real time, not a complete real time. I think I speed it up ×2, so it doesn't look like I'm a machine running around. It's just slightly, otherwise we would have like a 4-hour video. I'm not sure if any of you have got 4 hours to be with me. I mean, if you have, that's great, let me know. But yeah, I've just been doing it ×2, but I thought I would just walk you around and show you the sort of jobs that I'm hoping to get done. So first up, I want to wash our sofa cushions. I can wash my sofas. The cushions come off, they are machine washable. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've done this lots of times, and I like to do it because we have got a doggy. That's Clifford. He's our big red Labrador. He is named after Clifford, the big red Labrador. He is a fox red Labrador. You can hear his name. He loves the camera and he's coming to say hello, aren't you? Oh, you've got a dirty sock that we need to put in the wash. Lovely. And I've got 3 children. So I also am fully converted to this new fabric softener and their scent elixir, which is basically like the incense beads. If you've not tried it, guys, you need to try it. But oh, the smell, there's just something about the smell, it just sends me out. So I want to wash the cushion covers. My youngest is currently in here. So I just want to wash all of the bottoms and the tops and the little scatter cushions. This is a disaster in here. Welcome to summer holidays with the kids at home. So I'm going to pop those on in a moment because they need to go in. Oh, we've gone very dark because it's very nice and bright out there. They need to go in 2 washes. It won't fit in 1 wash load. So I'm going to get my first lot in, and then we just need to do some pottering around in the kitchen. So we've got some drying up. I just want to wipe all the sides down, just generally tidying some bits up off the table and over this side. Then I want to do some work in the garden. So if you've seen any of my other vlogs, apologies, you're probably bored of me banging on about the new decking that we've had done. If you are new here though, we have just had our decking done. We have had taken out, my husband's done it, or he is a carpenter. So we had decking that was put down in 2009, wooden decking, completely rotten. I'll see if I can insert a picture here. And it was dangerous. Like, you would walk on it, the frame was rotten, and you, honestly, how somebody didn't hurt themselves, I don't know. So it was time to get that up. So we have opted for composite decking. I did want a patio. I know composite decking isn't to everyone's taste. And we also have artificial grass. So I know it's not to everyone's taste. Personally, I don't like artificial grass. I much prefer real grass. It's not practical with the kids for year round being able to go in the garden. My son plays football, Pen is always in the garden. With the dog, we ended up with just bare mud tracks all around the garden. They couldn't go in it in the winter. This way they can go out there year round. So like I said, I know it's not to everyone's taste. It just works for us at the moment. We've got 3 young kids and Clifford. So we are planning on having a back extension, which is why we opted for the composite decking, because it sits in clips. We can just move it to the new part where it's going to be. That isn't going to be happening for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. So it's perfect for now, but it needs a good clean. So it's got bird poo of everything on it. So I need to scrub this. These doors also need to be cleaned here. I don't know if you can see all of this. The windows are a mess on the doors. I've got another door out there that needs to be cleaned, and at some point, I don't know if we'll do this in this video, but the grass needs to be cleaned. It's had a quick hoover because there was a lot of building work going on over it, a lot of rubbish stored on it. So there was a lot that needs to be taken up, but it also needs to be brushed. We've got like an electric brush that brings everything out of the pile, lifts the pile up so we can get all the rest of the dirt that's kind of like embedded in there, and then it needs to be completely sanitized. Obviously with the kids and the dog, we need to make sure it is clean. And in the summer, if you don't keep on top of it, anybody with artificial grass will know it can get smelly, so we need to do that. So a lot to get done. I hope you enjoy. As always, don't forget to hit the like button, come and say hello in the comments, and subscribe if you're not already. There's always a red little button that says subscribe. I think as you're looking at the screen, it's bottom left. Just hover over that if you haven't, and it will bring up and you can just click subscribe. I'd love to have you. We're very close to 9,000 followers here, and it's just amazing. And I'm going to stop talking now and we're going to jump into the video. So we're in my living room. So I'm starting just by stripping all of the covers off of the sofa. So my kind of like scatter cushions first of all, and then all of the back cushions, and then the cushions that we sit on. They're all going to go in. So I just pop them. It needs to go in 2 washes. It's just too much to go in for one cycle. So I like to do this first of all before I start on any of the other jobs. That way I know I've got enough time to get these dry so that we can put them back on ready for the evening, when we typically, that's when we sit in the front room. Oh, don't mind my ceiling light. I was completely oblivious to the fact that I'd like launched one of the cushions and just smacked that around. I do get a lot of questions actually about my light, so while it's swinging away, I've got the same one in here, also in the hallway, and then up on the landing. I got them from Dunelm. It was a couple of years ago now, and they were really, really cheap. So if you're looking for lighting, highly recommend Dunelm. I don't shop there too often, but when I do, I always find things I absolutely love. And also you will have to excuse little Miss Penelope. So she is my youngest daughter. I'm just working around her because Penny rules the roost in this house. So she's been completely obsessed with wearing her kind of like more say party dresses or dressing up dresses. She's always in dress up. She's taken a real liking to this one from Next, wears it every single day. But yeah, she's just led out on the sofa. I'm just working around her, so she's really, really living her best life in the summer holidays. So in the machine it's going to go, but I just first of all wanted to talk to you about what I'm actually using to wash all of my washing. So I picked up these washing balls from Home Bargains. I got them a couple of months ago and I was really reluctant to use them because I did actually think they were for the tumble dryer. I just thought they were like the plastic balls that you pop in with a tumble dryer to help speed drying time up. Turns out I picked up the wrong pack. So they do those, but these are for washing and they have little pellets inside of them. So I thought, do you know what, I'm going to give them a go. It was one day when I'd completely run out of my Ariel stain remover. I think it's like the Ariel Platinum pods that I usually use. So I gave it a go. I didn't have high expectations at all. I paid $1.99 for this 2-pack in Home Bargains. You buy the refills, they're about $1.49, again in Home Bargains. I have looked online and they're not showing on Home Bargains online. I checked 2 different stores local to me and they have them in there. But if you don't have one local to you, they are also on Amazon. They're a little bit more expensive, still really affordable, so I have linked them in the description. But they last for up to 60 washes. Guys, I've not used an Ariel washing pod in about 6 weeks. I use these every single wash on everything, my whites, my darks, just everything, and I highly recommend them. I notice no difference in my washing, and it's literally costing me so much less than having to buy pods. So highly recommend these. I don't know if I ever shared them in my haul because it was one of those, you know, like a spontaneous buy, and then I put them in the cupboard and completely forgot about them. But yeah, I really, really recommend those. They're supposed to be like a heaven sent to them. If you can hear my kids in the background, apologies. We are in the thick of the summer holidays. I'm actually filming this. I'm hiding in my front room as I film this because they are feral today. But yeah, if you do hear them in the background, nothing to worry about, guys. Just my kids, just living their best life in the summer holidays. Anyway, back to these balls. They are called Incredibles scented laundry washing balls. You get 2 in a pack. They're $3.49 on Amazon. But yeah, if you can get to home bargains, they're only $1.99, and I highly, highly, highly recommend them. Now, we are back in the kitchen. I'm just trying to make a dent in the kitchen. I won't lie, I've not been doing like a really intense deep clean. I've done the odd few jobs so that it's not overwhelming and I'm sort of staying on track. But the kitchen, where we've had lovely weather and where we've been working in the garden, that's now pretty much done. The kids are in the pool. I just find that the kitchen is kind of like the rat run of the house at the minute, so everything's just chucked all over the table, all over the sides, and I kind of feel like I'm drowning when it comes to the kitchen, so I'm constantly out here, constantly washing up. I've actually used my dishwasher as well, guys. That's how much stuff the kids are just leaving out here and going through things. Because do you know what as well? We've actually not gone anywhere so far the summer holidays. We've had the odd day out to like the Bloom Fiesta, and just been to like local parks, things like that, but we've not had like an overnight stay anywhere. We've been at home. It's actually been lovely. The kids haven't complained once. I felt really guilty because I've been like beating myself up like, oh, they've not taken the kids abroad this year, I've not done this, I've not taken them here. We like love Peppa Pig World, but now Penny is over a metre you have to pay for. It's over £200 for a day out, so I've kind of been like beating myself up about it, but the kids haven't moaned once. They've just been so happy, and I think the weather has a lot to do with it because they've been able to play in the garden. We've set the big pool up. Now the decking's finished, I've been sitting out there more because it's obviously more appealing to just sit out there. My surroundings are more inviting. So I've just been trying to stay on top of the kitchen. That's the moral of this story. So the first wash load has finished. It's actually out on the line. I didn't film that bit because I was actually scared that the camera would end up in the pool because they were doing kind of like cannonball running and jumping in, so I didn't film that. But I'm back in stripping the rest of the cushion so that can go in. Penny's back inside now playing with her Barbie house. She actually ended up moving this to the decking as well, so that is currently sat outside. She keeps coming in when it is really, really hot. She has lots of breaks from the sun because I think she finds it just a little bit too much. But once this set goes in the washing machine, we're coming back in here to tackle the actual base of the sofa because, oh my goodness me, I feel like I didn't do it that long ago, but there's so much under here and quite a lot of dog hair. So I'm going to be using my amazing Beldray gel lint roller that I've got. You will see how good it is. I absolutely swear by that. Again, I've linked that in the description. It's really, really affordable at the moment on Amazon. So let's tackle this sofa. So first up, I'm just hoovering the larger bits off that I can see, and then I very quickly got bored of this and just put the whole hoover on there. Work smarter, not harder. I just figured let's just do this, just hoover the whole thing. And then what I'll be doing, this did pick up the majority. As you can see, there's like, it doesn't look like from this angle there's very much left. There is in fact actually quite a lot of dog hair, and this underneath bit that sits under the cushion, it's made of this like felt material, and so Clifford's hair especially just gets stuck in it. So I will be using the gel roller that I bought off of Amazon. It's the Beldray one. It's actually amazing. So what you do, it just lasts for ages and ages and ages, like as long as you look after it, you wash it off and you pop the seal back on, it's good to go for the next use. So you just run it under the tap. That then gets rid of all the like dirt, the debris, the hair that you pick up, and then you go again. So I was just taking off there. It's got like a plastic cellophane that you just wrap back around. So if you do get one of these, don't throw that out because you need it to keep the gel active. But it's got like a rubber brush at the end of it, like 3 like rubber lines, and it's so great at going along here. So I'm not really using the gel aspect of it. It's more kind of like the rubber side of it. It pulls all the hair together into a little pile, and then I can hoover it. So that's just what I'm doing here. So I'm starting on this end, and then I'll move everything over to this end to tackle the other side, because our sofa's kind of a corner sofa, and the room isn't very big at all, so I kind of have to work in smaller sections. Once I've hoovered all of that hair off, I will be going in with a fabric freshener, because I'm not cleaning this part of the sofa. In terms of, it probably could do with like being hoovered off with the stain remover that I've got, the Vax cleaner, but I just don't have time for that at the moment. So I'm just giving it a bit of a refresh with the fabric freshener, and I'm using the one that I got from B&M a few weeks ago. It's, I think you pronounce it as ZV. It's a Spanish cleaning brand. You've probably seen it all over social media, and it smells really great actually, and it lasts a really long time. Before we know it, the first lot of covers are dry. The really great thing with this weather, it takes no time. I think they were on the line probably for an hour, and they were able to be popped back on. They're not completely dry, but they're dry enough to go back on. I actually find they're a little bit easier to work with if you don't dry them, like really dry them. It's not, you're not going to get like a wet bum or anything like that sitting on them. There's just a slight, it just makes it a little bit softer to work with. In the machine, I have also popped a capful of my white vinegar. I still use that in every wash. You couldn't see very well what I was popping in as my fabric conditioner duo, but I was actually using the Comfort Heaven Scent. I'm fully converted to that now, guys. It's on offer at the moment in Tesco if you've got a club card, so I've got a couple of bottles of that so that I've got enough to keep me going. I love it, and I do just find the capful of the white vinegar just makes everything really soft and just bouncy and easier to work with. I don't iron these, nothing like that at all. They just go back on, and it's quite a tight fit, so it just helps iron out any creases. But again, I'm just working in sections because this section was popped in the machine first, so this one is dry first. So that's why I started with hoovering this side of the sofa so that I could get this bit made back up, and it just allows me to crack on with some other jobs in between. So just moving over to this side of the sofa, I'm doing exactly the same thing again. I'm just hoovering it off, just putting the actual hoover on there. I don't actually have a handheld at the moment, guys. I think I mentioned in one of my last cleaning videos, the handheld shark that I did get before I got this one, the arm has snapped on it, so that has gone back, and I'm just deciding what I want to do in terms of getting a replacement. I've been using this for everything, and as much as I love a handheld hoover for convenience, this is just amazing. My handheld wasn't as good as this for suction and bringing pile up, so I am just okay with this for now. When I make a decision what I'm going to do with the other hoover, I'm sure I will let you know, but yeah, for now I'm really loving this shark hoover. I got it not that long ago actually. It's always linked in the description. I saw it in Asda as well when we were shopping last week and it was on sale, but I thought you could just get it on Shark. I did get it directly off of Shark, so my guarantee and everything like that is registered directly. But just using the same tool, I'd washed it off in between doing the other side and this side. You can see there the hair and the pile it brings up, and yeah, it just, hoovering alone wouldn't get this up. I need to kind of like go in and tire my arms out and get this all together, and then once I've done this, I'll hoover all this off, give it a spray, and then we'll be popping these covers back on as well. I won't lie, at this point I felt like I was doing a workout. I say they're easy to get on, but it's just because of the size of the covers, it's a little bit awkward, and you're kind of like having to pull them on because, like I said, it is quite a snug fit. So, and it's really hot at the minute, like I said, it's so hot at the minute, but I just wanted to get this job done before we start moving into the colder weather months. And do you know what? Do you know something is really depressing? So I love autumn. Autumn is my favourite. Like, I love it. I'm on countdown for pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice chai latte I had last year, I think it comes out on the 26th of August. So I will be there on the 26th of August getting my pumpkin spice chai. But I will miss these warmer days. It just makes everything so much easier. Everyone just seems in such a happier mood. So I will really miss this. So I knew I wanted to get the sofa washed before we move in to the colder months. I do have to wash the sofa over winter. It's just a bit more trickier to dry. Takes a bit longer because obviously we don't have the warm weather to stick it outside and have it dry in an hour. So it just is, although it's hot and it feels like a workout and I'm absolutely dripping in sweat, I needed to wash my hair after I'd done this clean. I'm so glad I got this done.
From my window, sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound.
So we're going to be moving into the garden in a moment once I've finished popping the final cushion covers back on, because you guys are going to be getting a sneak peek of the finished decking. So it is, I would say it's 99% finished. There's a few little bits that need to be done. There's a you'll see when we go outside, but I've got a lighter colour border all the way around the outside and like a dividing strip. We were one board short, so Tom needs to pick that up from the person that he bought it from. I don't know if you'll see it in this video, it's like right on the very edge but tucked in the corner. But the decking itself, we had it delivered probably, I don't know, 3 months ago, and it was sat out on our front garden for so long. Been through quite a lot of weather and things like that, and it hasn't been cleaned, and it did look quite dirty. There was a few marks on there, so I decided I wanted to give it a clean, and I seriously underestimated how big this decking was. So I'm just going over the main traffic area, so I'm not getting too much into the corner where you can see the ladder, and that crisscross is the base of our umbrella. So it's not staying like that. We are getting the like weights for it, but they're not in stock at the moment, so I need to wait for them. So Tom has just secured that down. Now this door here, we hardly ever use this. This leads directly into the utility, which is such a handy door to have open when we do move into autumn, when I wouldn't put the washing out on the line. I can just have a bit of airflow going through. But I'm not joking, this door probably hasn't been washed in probably the whole time that we've had this side extension done, and it was in such a bad way. It looked almost like rust was ingrained into the white PVC. It didn't just come off with the brush. I thought I'd be able to just get this brush, which again I will link. It's from Amazon, the longer brush. It is amazing. You've probably seen it if you've seen my other cleaning videos, because I do use it inside on the floor to help get into the grain of the wood. I thought I'd be able to use it on this door and it would get everything off. No, I needed to go in with a Scrub Daddy and the Pink Stuff. If you've never tried the Pink Stuff paste, just get yourself a pot, let it sit under the cupboard, and you will not regret it. It's so cheap as well, but it honestly never fails me. It got everything off, and this door looked brand new. We bought this secondhand. It's not in the best of states, but it honestly just got everything off. I was here scrubbing, and the reason I didn't move the umbrella is because I needed it up. You can probably see I'm in the shade because the sun is directly on our garden. I could not have done this in full sun. When I move over and do the other doors in a minute, I am in sun. It's so hot, guys. But yeah, I just went to work out here, and I'm not going to lie, it was hard work, but I actually had a great time.
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room.
I've also had to go back to using kind of like an old school hose pipe. I do prefer the expanding ones, but a fox or something has chewed. I know it's not the dog. It must be a fox. They do it every year. We go through like 2 different hoses, so we need to kind of like bring it in when we're not using it. So I needed a hose, so I was like, bring the old school one back out. But yeah, I'm just doing the same thing, just going in. There's some bits and pieces that were really hard to come off, and they needed me to go over them a few different times, but once we do that, it came up looking fab. On the decking itself, in my bucket of water, I've just got washing up liquid, hot water, a couple of capfuls of Sephora just to kind of like sanitize and smell nice. I'm using the tropical scent one, and it felt like while I was cleaning I was actually on holiday, so you know, win-win. So I'm just using that and the brush when I go in on the decking. And I did also pick up some of the Pink Stuff Miracle Floor spray. I did used to use that inside, but it gets my floors a bit too wet, so I bought it just to use on the decking. It did a great job. It lathered up really well and just made the decking super clean. And I think you do need to be quite careful with composite decking. If you've got this yourself or you're thinking of getting it, I don't think you can use harsh things on this. As in, I myself, there was a bit that looked like it was stained, and I went in with the Pink Stuff paste, and I think I've made one of the boards slightly lighter. It's only a tiny amount, but I think you just need to stick to hot soapy water for the decking. So I will be doing that going forward, but in this video, I didn't know. It's the first time I was cleaning it. So yeah, just learn by my mistakes. Hot soapy water will be your best friend.
Music gone all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. I get the wine and the corkscrew. You don't have to do one single thing. You don't know how much I want you. Just looking at you makes my whole world spin. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone.
So the door's now done. I'm just going back in onto the decking. So originally, obviously, I started off cleaning the decking, and then I thought that's a silly mistake because there's a lot of debris that's going to come off of this door when we clean it. So we may as well do that first. Whatever comes onto the decking, we can then get the hose pipe and just hose it away through the end. So this was my method that I was using. So I was just spraying a bit of the Miracle Floor Cleaner down, dipping the brush into the bucket, and then just going like backwards and forwards, up and down the decking. It's not got very deep grain on, because we went for more of the wood effect side, so it's the like grooves and things aren't very deep, so it's any marks that were on there are surface. So it was just hot, guys. It took me a while and I was just hot. I was a bit grumpy doing this, but yeah, I'm just working in small sections, and then I am just hosing it off. I was having a bit of trouble with the hose gun that we've got that did fit. Well, it does fit this, but for some reason it just kept kind of like exploding off, and I was getting angry with it. So in the end, I just take it off and I just use the decking, just use the hose without the gun on it. But yeah, I'm just going all the way to the edge, but I had to go in a little bit more with the border that we've got because it is a lighter grey, so they were looking quite grubby. And down at the very end, you probably can't even tell from this angle, but this is where we need to get the replacement one because we've got about 3 different joins in there, and I don't want that because it's very visible. I just want it to be one solid board. So yeah, that's just one bit we need to pick up, and then we can put the edge and strip back on that part as well.
We can spend all day in bed.
I've just sped these couple of clips up now, guys, into 4 times because I'm doing exactly the same thing. So this kind of like divide and strip is light as well. I don't know if you can pick it up from this angle. I think you can. But there's a patch actually on the front, just behind me, on the very front of the decking, so we need to have some timbers screwed down there, and then there's like a cut that needs to go so you can't see anything underneath. That's the other bit that needs to be finished, but I've just sped this up because I'm doing the same thing. At this point I was just going in and out of the water because I found this was working better. Obviously I've got the kids running in and out as well, just running over the decking. Once this is finished, we are going to be doing these French doors as well because they were, honestly, I've been wanting to clean them probably. Do you know what, actually I think I haven't cleaned them since December when I had my Christmas stickers up, so they were bad. It was really, really bad, but they look amazing once I've done them, and I've been loving the garden. This morning the kids were all in bed still. I've been getting up when Tom's been leaving for work because sadly he's not had any time off with us, and he's been having to go to work like usual, so I've been setting my alarm to get out with him. And we sat out here this morning on the decking and had our coffee together, and it was so lovely. We've not done this in years because we've just not wanted to sit out on the decking. There's kind of like the risk of falling. We did have the risk of falling through it, but it's all done now, and I'm so glad.
I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon, Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights, go infrared.
So I'm just doing exactly the same as the other door. I'm using the pink stuff and it's not a Scrub Daddy, it's a Scrub Mummy actually. I stand corrected. The difference is one side's got a sponge, the other side has the scour. I like either or. This is just one of the ones I had in the cupboard. Again, I'm using the pink stuff paste. It worked amazingly. There was so much like black scuff marks on the frame, just dirt from the dog, the kids, the building work we've had done. It brought these up so well, and yeah, such a great job. So I highly recommend this paste for just everything. Actually, I always come back to it. Once I've done that, I think the footage does cut out so you can't see, but I do wash all of the glass because the sun is shining on this part. I'm not going straight in with like a window glass cleaner because it would just go smeary. So all I'm doing is I'm just using the hot soapy water, scrubbing the glass down. Then I get my window vac to just take off the excess water, so I don't bother to buff the glass at all. I usually do that on an evening when, especially this time of year when it's not got the sun beaming straight into it, because the back of the house is constantly in the sun and it would just end up going smeary.
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop.
So that is going to wrap up everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and come and say hello in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.
Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best.